Title: I caught my kids plotting to kill me and took matters into my own hands. I never thought my life would turn into one of those dramatic stories you see on TV or hear about online. But here I am, typing this with trembling hands because what I discovered nearly cost me everything: my money, my sanity, and my life. I'm a 54-year-old man. I'm not a saint, but I've always tried to do right by my family. I worked my ass off to build a comfortable life for my two kids, Jake, 27, and Emma, 23. Their mother passed away when they were young, and I raised them on my own. I thought I'd done a decent job. They never lacked for anything. But apparently, that wasn't enough. It started a few months ago. I noticed money disappearing from my bank account. Not big sums, just a few hundred here and there. At first, I thought it was an error, or maybe I'd forgotten a transaction. But when I reviewed my statements, I found transactions I definitely didn't authorize. Electronics, jewelry, expensive meals. I confronted Jake and Emma, but they both denied any involvement. My gut told me something wasn't right, so I installed a few hidden cameras around the house. I didn't think much of it until I reviewed the footage one night. What I saw made my blood run cold. Jake and Emma were sitting in the living room, whispering. At first, I thought they were just planning something innocent, but then Jake said, "We can't wait too long. He's getting suspicious." Emma replied, "I know, but we have to be smart about it. If we don't do this right, we'll end up with nothing." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. My kids, my flesh and blood, were plotting something against me. I kept listening, and then Emma said the words that made my stomach churn. "Once we drain the accounts, we just need to make it look like an accident. No one will suspect a thing." I stopped breathing. They were planning to kill me. For the next few days, I acted as if nothing had changed. I smiled at them, cooked their favorite meals, and even gave Jake some cash when he asked. But behind the scenes, I was preparing. If they wanted to play dirty, I'd show them I wasn't an easy target. First, I visited my lawyer and changed my will. I transferred most of my assets to a secret trust, leaving Jake and Emma with nothing. Then, I set up alerts on all my bank accounts to monitor any activity. Finally, I began collecting evidence. Every conversation, every shady move they made, I recorded it all. The final straw came when I overheard them discussing the plan in more detail. They were going to tamper with the brakes on my car. I felt a mix of rage and heartbreak. How could my own children do this to me? That night, I confronted them. I played the recordings on my phone, watching their faces go pale. Jake tried to deny it, but Emma broke down, sobbing. "We didn't mean it. We were desperate," she cried. "Desperate? For what? My money? My life? I didn't call the police." Instead, I gave them a choice: leave my house and never come back, or I'd turn all the evidence over to the authorities. They begged and pleaded, but I was done. They packed their things and left that night. It's been a month since then. I've changed all my locks and installed a state-of-the-art security system. I've also started therapy to deal with the betrayal. Some days are harder than others, but I'm getting by. Part of me wonders if I should have forgiven them. But how do you forgive someone who was willing to end your life for a payout? My heart aches every day, but I know I did what I had to do. They may have been my children, but they were also my greatest threat. TLDR, my kids were plotting to kill me and steal my money. I caught them, gathered evidence, and kicked them out of my life.